How's the mic volume? Good, good, good. Nice. All good, thank you. How you guys doing? Right, we got a lot to talk about today, to be fair, which is nice. Had some movement overnight. Let's see. I just need to check how long I can actually stream for, because I'm happy to sit on here for a bit. I can stream till 12. So yeah, about an hour and 20, which is nice. So we'll go over general thoughts and then like the plan from here and like some altcoins I'm looking at and like some plans, and maybe even try and get some positions on stream this morning, depending what we see. Oh, you just got tickets to Linkin Park? Nice, man. Their lead singer's actually the new lead singers. She's really good. I went to League of Legends Worlds in London with some mates. My friend has his company had a box there, so he just took us because no one from his company wanted to go. And Linkin Park done the opening ceremony. It was sick. It was really good. The new lead singer is great. Okay, so yeah, there's a few things I want to talk about. But obviously, you guys, if you read my corner, I'll probably end up repeating the same stuff. But we'll start with BTC. So once again, we sort of bottomed on Tuesday. At least I think we've bottomed now. When we look at the values for BTC, like the developing quarterly value area high, we can see how this area has been like a really positive pivot point for BTC throughout Q4 of this year. Obviously we kind of held it, and then back towards the election we had that failed auction, and since breaking from it we've now accepted outside it and looking at a holding above it. So from a bullish standpoint, this 95,700 96k region is really important. Not only that, because it's a support area, but I do believe we've got this range up here now, and I'll go on to the lower time frame shortly, but we really don't want to fall back below 95k, otherwise I do think we're gonna break down. There's the obvious case that maybe we just sweep, but it's really hard because we never actually know what the market's going to do. You just have to be reactive to it in the time. When we're talking about BTC here, so we're ranging, right? We have to assume we're ranging until we're proven otherwise, and proven otherwise would be getting a break back above 100k. Obviously 100k is a pretty round number and a psychological number, but if we structure wise, if we do break back above 100k, there's a good chance we're going to leg up again and we can break out of this range. But until then, I do think we have to assume we are in range, and there's a few different scenarios that can happen in a range, and you kind of just have to wait for them to play out, right? And like I said, if we start to lose 96k on BTC, we're likely going to run the lows, right? That's the first stop, right? We'll run the lows, right? This is just theoretical scenario. This is not what I'm saying I expect to happen. This is just theoretical. We'll probably run the lows. Then, from there, option one, if we do run the lows, is a bounce, right? Obviously. Option two is that if we run the lows and it starts to look even heavier, we're probably going to be looking at trading down to 82k, I think, right? And I think that's like max bearish scenario and downside that we're actually going to see like trading back towards this quarterly VWAP. But I'd only expect that to happen if we start deviating under here, right? Like I just spoke about. The prime monthly value area high, again, this is why this 96k area is important. This prime monthly value area high is also a really really key place to hold. We can see like for the month of November, how the prime monthly value area high was a really positive pivot point for BTC again towards the back end of November, failed to break down there, reclaimed again here, reclaim, move up, held, right? So, again, if we start to break under 96k, I think there's a good chance we're going to run, these lows and 86k. And yeah, like Jonas just said, everyone's sort of looking at 88k, and it would be poetic that, people would try and bid under these lows and we would just overshoot into 82 and then run up. And then what you've got there from BTC is like a 20% pullback, which historically in the market is like a really good size pullback to look at bidding, like this 20 to 30%. But things have changed since last cycle and previous cycles. Like, it's super different with regards to how markets pull back, how the market's trading. We don't really see these big 30% pullbacks on BTC over time anymore. We get these like really shallow, slow bleeds, like we had into the election, like we had here. And, like we had here, like over and over again, right? We just get these like really slow bleeds, and then eventually it will bottom and then, starts to grind up again. There's the obvious case that we could slow bleed in like to 82k, but I don't think so. And as of right now, until 96k has been lost, I think we are going to look at legging up again, right? Targeting into the hundreds. And then, like I just discussed, if we can flip 100, I think we target like 110 and higher. So for now, I don't see any more downside in the market. We are ranging, like we're still trading within the developing weekly value area. And this is basically what I use the value areas for more so than anything, is to give myself an outlook on how the market's going to trade, right? So on the weekly right now, we can see that BTC is trading within the developing weekly VWAP value area, which for me, until we get a break above here, I'm going to expect BTC to pretty much continue to chop in the developing weekly value area for the week, unless we start to get acceptance outside it, right? And, that goes for like last week as well, right? You can see that we chopped. Right, I'll go over this again. Weekly opened, we chopped for the week, we accepted outside the developing weekly value area, and we started to leg up, yeah? And then again, the week before, weekly open, we sold off, we were trading below the developing weekly value area, we accepted back inside, we traded to the opposing side, right? So this is how I basically use these value areas, is like an indication to how Bitcoin might be trading, right? Are we ranging? Yeah, or are we trending? And you'll find that trending conditions come when we accept outside or like back inside these regions, right? So for example, this failed breakdown of the prior weekly val. We reclaimed that. We traded towards the prior weekly VWAP. If we can break above here, there's a good chance we trade towards the prior weekly value area high. And then from there, like I said, above 100k, we look at really legging it up. So all in all, we are ranging, and for now, I expect the bottom to be in on 96k. I think you have to assume that 96k is going to continue to hold until it doesn't. Above 100k, we can be confident in a much more bullish market again. So when we're talking about the weekly open sell-off into Tuesday bounce, we've had that continuously for 2 weeks in a row, right? We had the weekly open, we sold off, we bottomed on Tuesday, we bounced for the rest of the week. We had the weekly open, we sold off, we bottomed on Tuesday, we bounced pretty much for the rest of the week. Obviously, we sold off again, but like we got the Tuesday bounce, yeah? Weekly open, we sold off, Tuesday bottom, we bounce for the week, right? So That's basically what I'm looking for here, is that we get a flip of this 98,300 region, and we can look at taking a long towards 100k, 101k, and then if we can flip 101k this week or going into next week, we can look at legging up towards like 105 to 110. What else would I like to discuss? I'll go on that in a second. But yeah, all in all, like 96k is a really positive place to continue to hold. You know, we might chop a little bit more on the 4 hour here. But I do think we are prepping for our next leg up. You know, for now I'm completely writing off more downside until 96k is lost. And we have to assume that this is just like vertical accumulation and it's eventually going to do something like this, which is entirely possible. And I think, you know, the next leg up, we are going to start to see altcoins outperform. BTCD, right, it bounced into 58%, which is what I was looking for. I discussed this last week on stream. 58% for me is a key area. Right, and it's kind of the whole scenario I was looking for. I didn't get as deep on BTC as I would have liked, right? But it was fairly close, right? So we got that trap into all-time high with dominance bouncing. The market starts to pull back, right? We get this market-wide flush. Move these so you can see. We get this market-wide flush into sub 88k with dominance spiking. You know, we didn't get that low, but we did get that dominance spike into 58%. It's pile into altcoins on a market-wide flush, and then market bounces hard with dominance falling off, right? So, you know, that's basically what I'm looking for here now, is for dominance to round off, ideally, and start to its bearish trend again. And in this period, we see Bitcoin bounce, and then alts bounce, right? But altcoins bouncing in much heavier beta than BTC, right? Which is fine. You still want to see BTC like bounce. You know, what we don't want to see here is BTC continue to chop. Like, we don't want to see BTC continue to chop under 100k. Meanwhile, altcoin market is just like doing this, right? This is not what we want to see. We want to see BTC get the breakout above here and start to leg up again, but altcoins like really starting to pop off as well, which is what I'll get onto now, and finding whether this move is a risk on or not. Yeah, everyone is looking at 88k. That's it. Everyone wanted like 88k, and usually the most obvious scenario is not the scenarios that happen. Like when something's overcrowded, usually it never happens. Yeah, Joe is expecting 108k by Christmas. So now I want to discuss a tweet I put out last week, because this is important. So, you know, as I discussed last week, it's important to track which baskets are performing and when, because basically as you move further into the cycle, I'll just get on with my thoughts, and then we can look at some charts and some trades. So, you know, as you move into a cycle, right? Like, so this is, let's say this is the cycle, right? This is the market cycle, right? However many months, right? You know, you're gonna have constant like pullbacks, right? And you're gonna have constant impulses the whole way through the cycle. What you'll notice every time the cycle goes on, like, view these as like individual periods, right? So these are these are different periods of the market, right? Here every time. And what you'll notice in each of these periods, right? Let's just say we have like four parts of the cycle, is that as you move further into the cycle, you start to see a trend in early outperformers versus late outperformers. So you'll always see the initial move up. You are always going to see, majority of the time, the same altcoins run early, right? In which case, this cycle I've noticed to be Solana and Solana ecosystem, and also meme coins, right? In the last cycle, memes were always the last movers, right? Basically, if we're looking at this, let's say this was the last cycle, memes were always moving and expanding around the tops of each wave, right? So every time we had a move up, memes were always the last coins to trend, and this was always a good risk-off signal. Not almost instantly, but you could almost be cautious once you saw meme coins start to pop off, because this was a pretty good sign that the market was getting to its final legs before our next pullback, right? In this cycle, I've noticed that memes are usually, one of the first baskets to move. And then once memes start to move, they send like a chain reaction for the rest of the cycle. And then you start to see like L1s and L2s move. And then you start to see like Su, Say, Inch, Tia. These always end up moving, following memes as well. And then also, like I said here, it won't be mirror image every time, but at some point, we will likely get a market-wide pullback. Keep note of the coins that were last to move, or the baskets they sit in will come handy in the future, right? So this was around the time when I wrote this, was around the time of when we had that Dino coin and like Luna was popping off, right? So for next time, when the market starts to go crazy again, and I start to see the likes of Dino coins popping off, right? Because from what I remember, Dino coins and like exchange tokens were the last to pop off. I know that I'm ready to be cautious, because we've just seen the market-wide flush we've had, right, from BTC. We've all just witnessed what just happened in the market and the liquidations we have. People were saying that we had almost the same amount of liquidations as the May 2021 crash, which is fucking crazy. But like the altcoin thrift was super high, and this didn't wipe any altcoin. It's crazy that this didn't wipe any altcoin leverage, but this did, just because of the way the market is working, dominance was working, and the weakness that was coming from alts during this period. People just got completely flushed out. But it's really important to understand like cycle trends and following what is trading early and what isn't. It will become really useful to you, right? So then I posted this last night. Right. So I'm actually looking for Sol and memes to catch up as I leave the bounces over the rest of the week. These are the first movers every time. We have started a new leg up, right? If we see this, it can be a good risk on signal for the next couple of weeks. So you can see last night, you might be able to see, we did have, so this is the daily baskets spaghetti. You can see that the Solana ecosystem was trading higher, and meme coins were down with the Solana meme area. So basically I was looking for these to catch up today, and I think it can be a pretty good risk on signal. And now if we look at since the daily open, Solana meme coins absolutely firing, Solana ecosystem also firing, and meme coins also catching up nicely to the rest of the market, and moving well off the open. So with that can be a pretty nice sign for us, given how prior moves have worked in the market. This can be a pretty nice sign for us to get risk back into the market and potentially start to call for a bottom before the next leg up, because we've seen some crazy moves off altcoins, like 46 to 50% on some of these meme coins, which is a decent sized pullback, right? But when you look at, I mean, obviously that was a bit more, 70%, 50%, 50%. You know, since then, conditions have changed. Like we've moved into what I do think is a true bull market. So, you know, I think in hindsight, this drop is going to be a really obvious pullback. But I did close my bonk position for like a small loss, my bonk spot, which is annoying because like we got, I think I was in for 3-2. I think it was around 100% move, just under 100% move on the bonk spot. Round tripped, added to it, and like it didn't hold 3-8 like I would have liked. But the weekly, obviously the weekly, this is looking like an obvious retest here. But I kind of just want to see if the weekly closes back above 0.038, 0.038, I think we can buy back into bonk spot, because then what we'll have on the lower time frame as well is a pretty nice deviation reclaim, and I think we can look at legging up. So I'll buy back into bonk spot if it does something like that. But yeah, meme coins here is a priority for me. I think meme coins will always be the first to run this cycle. People always quick to try and catch the utility. I don't know, like there's still a lot of hate floating around on meme coins because they do have no utility. But like realistically, the way I look at it, I mean, I know it's probably going to piss some people off, but utility really doesn't mean fucking anything. Like everything is going to go into a bear market. Your utility on a coin does not stop it from going into a bear market and dropping 80% in the space of a day once the market tops out, right? Your utility just adds a meaning to something for that period, and like a narrative for it to actually move, right? Obviously they're doing good things towards the world, like, you know, they're endorsing crypto into the real world. Some of these projects, like they're collabing with real world teams and companies. Like I'm all for, I'm not saying I'm not against utility. I just hate that people hate meme coins because they have no utility. It really baffles me that people despise meme coins because they have no utility. So why should they go up, right? Instead of complaining about it, they should just accept the fate of this cycle and know that memes are going to be the top performers, at least for now. Like it is important, like, to invest in coins with utility because they will trade stronger, and you do like have a narrative about them. Like, obviously, meme coins are just purely based on cult following, how much interest there is in that meme, like around the whole market. Like, at least with buying into something with the utility, you have like a narrative and a meaning for buying into something. But that doesn't mean you should completely like shrug off meme coins. This is not. Unfortunately, this is not a chart I can share. It's from a friend. He's actually in the group, but I don't want to say because he'll probably end up getting spammed with messages of people asking for it. So I'll just keep it incognito. But it's not mine to share, basically. And I presume it took him a long time to make it. So. Anyway, I feel like I've been talking for like, I have almost half an hour. So let's look at some charts. Well, this is looking good. If we can get the flip today, above 98, 300, we probably start to leg up again. Okay. CPI today. I was talking with M somewhere else, but the DXY, I think it's worth us keeping an eye on this. On the DXY. I'll show you why. Right, obviously, I've discussed it a lot, but like crypto is trading different, trading different. No sound, really. No, it's not me. So obviously, crypto is trading different surprise cycles. Like we have different things going on now. We have ETFs. I do think we react differently to the dollar nowadays, but this is either way. This has been a good way of noticing like true bull market conditions. Obviously, we've had like already a crazy run up, but I still believe we're yet to do some like parabolic move on Bitcoin, like truly parabolic. You know, my targets remain at like 140 to 170 for like a true market top, like at least. Like for me, that's like a minimum where we're going to market top, which from here it doesn't look like anything crazy, but when you like stick it on a chart, we've actually really got like a decent sized move left in the market, like at least another 80% on, or at least another 50% on BTC. And you can see that every time the dollar like ranged, right? It ranged, it topped, it deviated, and it broke down. You can see how BTC, like it's looking very similar to the 2017 run, right? The dollar ranged, BTC grinded up, then the dollar topped, and BTC went parabolic. This cycle was slightly different. You know, the dollar did range again, and then eventually broke up, deviated, broke down. Again here, like as soon as the dollar started to break down, BTC went on parabolic cycle. So, you know, we could assume that if the dollar done something similar, which is possible with the way numbers and data is going to go over the next couple months. You know, I've some macro guys that are big on numbers and stuff. They think that the numbers have like data has been skewed since Biden's been in office and Powell's been in office. They think that the data's been skewed and then made to look better than it actually is, which when Trump comes in office, you know, this is coming from macro guys. They believe that once Trump comes in office, he will release real data, which will make him look bad, but it will correct the market and will correct the economy in some sense, or at least eventually. So let's just say that, you know, over the next couple months, we do get this deviation on DXY, and we do something similar. Like we could really start like a parabolic run from BTC over the next couple months, at least you know, until sort of like March. Right, we don't have that much long until you know, March and April is sort of like my market top time for BTC. So obviously the window is slightly shorter, but you could probably look at it more like this. Let's like after we get the deviation, it's like a much smaller window, right? 250 days. It's a bit longer. So we get the deviation soon. It's March. Maybe we get this downside on the dollar with the upside on BTC. So that's something to think about with the dollar here. If we start to deviate back under this 105 region, I think we can leg up hard on crypto. Because like historically, God, my mic was so low. Historically, this 105 area has been pretty important pivot for BTC. You can basically see it every time. Every time we reject from best to do it on here. Every time we reject from this 105 region, we basically leg up. So we could expect something similar. So all in all, like things are falling into place here for the market to continue. Like I'm not I'm not bearish at all here. Not until we lose 96k, and I think we can, like I said, we can target like 82, but all right. Let's look at some charts. So Sol, I'm still in Sol spot. Like I've been very vocal on how bullish I am on Sol. Like this retest looks fucking mega, honestly. Like look at the monthly. I think this is going to be so obvious, this retest on the monthly, for like a move to like 350 to 400 at least. Like that, people have been trying to FUD me on my Sol bags for like a week now. I'm not having it. This is the spot position for the group, by the way. I'm in Sol from like 160, and then I added again 180, and then at the 200 flip. So I think my entry is probably around 200, 190, and then this is a separate spot Sol that I bought for the group at 240, and then we filled some more at 222. I should have added more at 288, to be honest. All in all, Sol, like Sol ETH, like this retest, as long as Sol ETH holds here, I think Sol is going to outperform ETH and leg up again. Like it's just another pullback from Solana, 40%, 30%. Sol ETH pair. Again, the BTC pair. This is reminding me of early 2021 range, fake the breakdown, range, fake the breakdown, pump. So this is probably why Sol ecosystem is popping off right now, right? You can see Solana today, Solana meme and Sol ecosystem is performing really well, and I think this should be a focus for us. To continue to look at Sol and Sol ecosystem. So with regards to Solana entry, if you are not in Sol, it should be as simple as this at this point. I might actually add to my spot bag if we flip here. If we can start to get it back above like 230, like it's just flagging. Like I've never seen PA look so clean on like so obvious. Well, to be honest, you could probably buy Sol here if you're not in, right? The invalidation is clear. The invalidation is if we fail to hold 200, because it probably goes down to like 160, and then from there I'll just buy anyway. But like it's just flagging here into like monthly and weekly high time frame support. Let me remove some of these alerts so it's clean enough for you guys to see. Like so, like you could buy here, or you could wait for the breakout and flip and buy on the breakout. But you know, and then you got the nice deviation under here as well. But yeah, Sol flagging into monthly and weekly higher time frame support. Meanwhile, BTCD is looking fairly topped. Sol ETH is trading into this huge SR area. and Sol BTC is doing basically the exact same thing as 2021. I find it really hard to be bearish on Sol here. Yeah, we swept SFP the low down here as well. So how do you use these fib channels? Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, it's just so obvious. Morpho fucks me at night today. Funnily enough, I was looking at it last night. I was looking at it last night, before bed. How's it doing? Because I was looking at strong bouncers, and like this had a really nice bounce. Let's see what the flow's looking like. Got a nice long on this last week actually. Also, on chain could pop off again if Sol starts to leg up. Sure. Yeah, I am. It's only because people were fudding me, like, yeah, like they've been fudding me all week about Sol. I've had fucking JD yapping in my ear telling me that ETH is going to outperform Sol over the next few months. Motherfucker. Keeps going on about ETH and ETH beta. And like Sol historically runs really well with BTC. Like I've been vocal on this, right? But I do believe that that ETH tops way later in the cycle. I don't think it's possible that ETH and Sol run hard together. I mean, it's obvious, like, right? Like when Sol has been flagging, when Sol started flagging, ETH started moving up, right? And like this isn't like rage bait. This isn't like me like engagement farming. Like it's not at all. Like this is my honest outlook. But I do believe that we see like Bitcoin and Sol top in towards like March 2025, with and then ETH topping out way later, like May onwards. Like I think BTC and Sol top out together, and then ETH topping way later. Morpho. I mean, am I gonna look? Am I gonna look at it here? I mean, this looks pretty good. Am I gonna look at it here and tell you that? How did it fuck you though? That's the real question, because it's only down 9%. Let's put the trusty old EMAs on it. Started using these EMA 21 and 30 again for intraday stuff. They're pretty handy. Any else you're trying to get exposure right now? I'm looking now. You're a first waiver. This, we've seen nothing compared to what the market can do. I mean, like I've been saying, it is a different cycle. Like we are seeing, the market is moving completely different this cycle, and since last cycle, I would actually be interested to know. Let's see if ChatGPT can answer it for us. I'd actually be interested to know the amount of coins in the current cycle compared to last cycle, because I feel like the market is definitely like heavily oversaturated, and there's not enough like money to flow around all coins, which is why we do see like heavy constant rotation between baskets. Yeah, rotation is more pronounced. Like you see, which I think memes are a safe bet, because memes tend to always perform well. And a lot of the time, if the market moves up, memes move up. I feel like when you start to float towards other baskets like L2s and stuff at the moment, it's like a hot pool of money. Which L2 is actually going to go up? It's really difficult to catch. Like, let's see if ChatGPT can answer. Yeah, Aztecs was that was Aztecs. I feel like this is how would you say we should ask this? How many crypto projects / coins are there active in current cycle compared to the 2021 and 2020 crypto cycle? As of January 2024, there's 9,000 active cryptocurrencies, which I don't think is true. I think there's way more than that, or maybe that is right. What do you think? Down from an all-time high of 10,000 in February 2022. This decline reflects a 13% drop from all-time high, driven by market turbulence, project failures, and ecosystem crisis, such as blah blah. So in comparison, the previous market cycle, the number of cryptocurrencies surged dramatically. For instance, in February 2021, there was 4,500 coins, climbing to 7,500 by the end of the year. So in 2021, it almost doubled, like the amount of coins in the market. So apparently there's not that many more active crypto. Yeah, I use Grok sometimes as well. Let's ask Grok the same question. Did it just answer yes? Elon? Hello, Elon? Okay. There are around 600 projects, which was like the digital equivalent of a quaint village. But now, in this current market cycle, we've seen exposure that would make even the most seasoned space traveler dizzy. There are over 10,000 projects, with many of them being, shall we say, the digital equivalent of space junk or more colorfully meme coin crap. So to sum up, from a quaint village to a bustling, chaotic metropolis of crypto projects, that's quite a leap, isn't it? That's more of a better answer. 600 in 2020, 2021 compared to now. This isn't including on-chain shit though, is there? Like, surely not. Like, this can't be including like on-chain projects and that. How many crypto projects listed on CXs? Solana is making me horny. I can't lie. This is really good, man. Like, this is what I wanted to see today for the rest of the week. This is like a really good signal for the market. All right, I'm not going to read that out, but someone read this out and tell me the too long didn't read. Whilst I look at some charts. All right, what's strong today? Bond Turbo's pretty strong. Goat, Ito, Gito, Popcat, Mondo, iChange, Ergo. I was looking at this Ergo last night. Again, another coin. How do you spell it? Oh, Turbo Coinbase listing later today? Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, wow, this daily looks mega. What is this coin? Turbo, that was on my list for Coinbase listing. GG. Actually done an updated version of this of what we had. Let's see. Because this might be a good play. There we go. The red are... So since this list, we've also now had Turbo on Coinbase, right? Nero, no. Bonk on Robinhood, Degen on Robinhood. Wait, Bonk got Robinhood listing, did it not? Or not yet? We're still waiting for that. Mu might be a play, to be honest, like looking at Coinbase, Coinbase perp market. Spot market, sorry. Because also, I just hate cats. Cat coins. More of a dog coiner. Needs to get a bit higher. ME. This chart actually looks quite nice. Is this it? Big daily wick. Try and see what has the cleanest chart, really. Probably Bybit. This is a Solana, right? This is Solcoin now. Or not? Magic Eden. Wait, Magic Eden is Sol, right? Yeah. Man, I don't know how I didn't get a fucking airdrop for this, honestly. What was the airdrop like in the end? Hi Bob, how's it going? What is this Ergo coin? It looks pretty good. It's also got some crazy OI build up on it. Gas. God, I forgot about this coin. Acts. It's a Soul coin. I'm just checking flow for some of these. See if there's any decent anomalies. It's not bad. My mic keeps falling down. I haven't been at my desk for a week, so I need to tighten it. Go. I was also looking at this before bed as well. Go. I mean, this should be a free reclaim for us to buy. My phone. My mic is muted. I quite like this. It's not bad. A good bounce. Nice retest. Lower time frame. Potentially reclaiming. Just sort of juggling my options here, really. This also doesn't look bad. Swing long since 0.55. Nice. Well, 0.7 is pretty heavy level to get above. Wow. G2 is super strong. One sec. Yeah, Peanut looks pretty good as well. Some nice charts forming. I think we can have a pretty good back end of the week. Like this, to be honest. See how this 4-hour closes on Ergo. Ergo looks nice. Morpho. ME looks... It doesn't look bad. I think maybe like we could do like a fill the wick trade on it. Potentially, like there's quite a nice like deviation here, but it might be worth waiting for like that reclaim. It's a bit more accurate. Like if it deviates under here, you know. It's kind of like stuck between two levels right now, which is, it's a little bit awkward. Thoughts on whiff? Yeah, I'll have a look now. I'll just get down to it. Just reply to someone. That was a pretty nice weekly retest on whiff. I have to admit. Like with like over time, I think, you know, as price action has developed on this, it's just started to look like every other meme coin has. I've gone over it a lot, but usually you get like listing pump, and then it goes into this like long-term accumulation range, and then eventually you get a lot of them get this like big parabolic expansion out of it. Similar to how like Pepe looks, right? Like this, like Pepe expansion, like long-term expansion, long-term accumulation expansion, and like SHIB as well, like long-term accumulation, long-term expansion, like yeah, and obviously Doge. How is Doge doing? All right, had that like long-term accumulation expansion, yeah. So I think whiff could be doing something similar. Got sometimes I just go to my market reports to see the levels. Ellie and RSR, we're back, man. That's like 2021 all over again. With back above 3.3 could be pretty good. It's hard because like this is a lower time frame support here, and then you've got that that higher time frame support underneath, above. Sorry. So you could probably look above, back above like $3. I think that could be pretty good. I mean, you got like $3 whole number, you know. Any more charts, guys? We got about 10 minutes left. Then I gotta hop off because others are coming on. Important area, right? Today, we can break above here. I'm going to look at potentially taking some longs, which is what I've been scouting. Ergo, I quite like this on the 4-hour. We got CPI at 130, so it's best to see how things play out from there. Wild. Pretty nice retest on this as well, on the weekly. Like, look at the weeklies on some of these things. We just need to zoom out a little bit. Like, this is such a clean weekly retest. I think our Solana bag is going to print heavy, boys and girls. Why is there not many, like girls trade crypto? Do you know what I mean? Well, like trade in general. Like the numbers are very skewed to male. Because I always just refer to people as boys here. Because majority of the time they are. But then I feel bad because, like, what if, you know? You guys got any chart requests? Otherwise, I'll call that a stream. It's likely that as soon as I've been waiting for this 98,300 flip to hop in some longs, but it's very likely that as soon as I hop off stream, we'll get it. So But yeah, alts for today. ME, I like this. We'll just wrap up the stream anyway. ME, I like this. I think we could potentially play a fill the wick trade. If we get a flip above 5-4, I'll look at calling a trade. Target here. Target here. Dude, I can't share it. It's not mine to share. I'm sorry. Jito as well, like, might keep an eye on Jito. Basically, Sol and Sol memes, I think, is priority now. Especially if we start to leg up again, I think these are going to outperform. Your wife's portfolio is better than yours. Nice. She's going to sell on you, man. She's going to dump on your head. All right, guys, we'll call that there. Stream's recorded if you want to go back and watch it again. Nice morning stream. Pretty good turnout for a morning stream. They don't usually get that much traction, so in these EU sessions. And I might stream again tonight. I don't know. I'll probably be streaming a lot. Now market conditions are good because one, it keeps me focused, and two, I don't want to do some like live trading and shit. So I'm streaming with the boys tomorrow as usual on Thursday. All right, see you guys.